Holy shit. Holy shit. You guys, there was 3 people watching, and when we started cutting in and out, dancing, we lost all 3 people. So anybody that watches this, oh God, hold on. All right, you guys. Hello. So we're doing this live thing on Twitch, right? And for all of you listening on the podcast, we started zooming in and out with the music going, and we were dancing and having a great time, and we lost all 3 viewers that we had.
So apparently, Josh and I's dance moves are not what brings people to this channel.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought fat guys dancing is what like the internet was about.
Yeah, I was like, let's dance a little bit, Richie, and fuck, we dropped everybody. Oof, it's all right though. Maybe they'll come back next week. Let's come back. Let's try to get a little dance every time. You can't hear the music. I gotta get us a speaker.
I don't know if we should dance every time. Don't we want our
Ellen
viewers?
does it. Ellen comes on dancing.
But Ellen can dance.
The fuck she can. Have you seen her dance?
Have you seen us dance?
Look, Foz Dad's here. He says, Richie's
Fools,
laugh,
Daddy.
holy shit, so ugly.
I mean, look, I know I'm ugly. You don't got to roast me on my own podcast.
Oh, glad to have you guys here today. This is week 2 of Magic in the Making, and we are super excited to be here with you guys.
Have we made any magic yet?
We've made some magic. We sure have.
Is that what we call that dancing at the beginning? 'Cause I don't know if that was magical.
I think it's magical. And always, this podcast is brought to you by Sugar-Free Red Bull.
I don't think it is. But Red Bull, if you're watching,
It's
it
not.
could be.
It's not. It's actually brought to you by Mom's Basement Games.
By Narset Partner Avails?
Yeah, I was just telling him. He was like, what the hell? Why is Narset Partner Avails $44.99? I said, that was the foil we just uploaded. So, yeah, don't be scared. And
I'm always scared.
that thing's I put it up $5 less because I thought to myself, like, holy fuck, I can't sell a $50 uncommon before it, like, bottoms out. Let's put it at $5 below, and then, maybe somebody will buy it,
And?
Nobody's bought it yet, though, because it's a standard foil. I mean, Narset's disgusting, though. I've been losing to that thing constantly online.
Cards gas.
Ah, God, yeah. So, anyways,
Look, we're actually talking about Magic and our viewers.
Yeah, the TCG player. So
back to the thing we should be talking about.
Yes, yeah. So
momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com.
Boom, nailed it. Good. So we'll start off with that. And for those of you listening on SoundCloud right now, thank you very much. For those of you that are watching us on Twitch, go to I'll show you the link right here. Go to soundcloud.com/Chris Warren and bunch of numbers. But just look up Magic in the Making.
Yeah.
It's the greatest
Well,
name
actually,
I've ever...
they have to look up Mom's Basement Games because
of course
somebody didn't put it under Magic in the Making like someone else recommended.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Punt count 1 for young Joshua Warren.
Always punt counts.
Listen.
All right, so let's get into it, Richard. Who is on top this week? Tell us all about, before you get into your weekend about SCG Con,
okay.
Tell us all about who's on top in Taipei, and go ahead and say his name.
Well, that's your job, Josh. I tell people about the decks, you tell people's names.
Okay, Kim Suk-hun.
He did it. He won it. He took it down. He's, I don't recognize the name personally, but...
He's a handsome devil.
Sure,
if you guys can see this guy,
his name more.
Look him up. He's got this little, half, where his, dimples in his chin start. He just got some hair there a little bit. It's like an underbeard. I don't know what he's doing there, but it's a pretty neat underbeard. So he is the champion. He went up against, I'll give you guys the bracket breakdown for those of you...
Hit him with a bracket.
Yeah, for those of you that are into the bracket stuff.
Are you into many brackets, Josh?
I'm not even trying to say all these names. I'm just going to go with the semifinals. Kim Suk, he played against Teru Kukumawa and Shota Takani versus Atsuki Kahiri. So Kahiri took that one down, and of course Hun took that one down in the finals. And the let me see, here it is, the deck list that they played.
I'm proud of you for trying, Josh.
Oh, dude, absolutely. So Bant Ramp, spoiler, won it all. The deck's pretty much a house right now online and on paper. I mean, it's doing well both internationally and here at home. It's getting played a lot. Also, Esper Super Friends was the
Oliver
second.
Tomiko special.
Yes. It took second place, and it was running this card, which I don't think this card's even a quarter.
I'd be surprised.
I don't think it's a quarter. It's called...
It's probably like 50 cents now.
Basilica? Is it Basilica Bellhaunt?
Basilica Bellhaunt.
So this card's a 4-drop, black, white. When Basilica Bellhaunt enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card, and you gain 3 life.
The card is exactly a quarter.
Okay, so...
Better start picking, Josh.
Well, I might have picked this card the other day. I swear it didn't make it. Maybe over the weekend or something.
Yeah.
But I was picking this weekend.
Yeah, it's been going to the main deck a lot of Esper decks, so...
Yeah.
Good way to counteract the red decks.
Yeah, it's a 3/4 body, and, I mean, that's why I believe, cards like this are why the red decks you're not seeing them right at the top winning, is because it just can't, they can't beat cards like this. You're gaining life, and you're getting card advantage.
It's always going to be
basically 2/3.
Exactly. Barrig said it exactly. It's basically a 4-for-1 against red.
Yeah.
Because it's going to cost about 2 cards to get rid of it. They have to discard, and you gain 3 life.
Yep, absolutely. So is there anything, Richie, since you standard quite a bit?
I do.
I do not standard, so help us out with this Bant Ramp list. Is there anything spicy in here that you see?
Yeah, so the interesting things about it are the one of Finale of Glory in the main, as well as the one of Time Wipe there down in the spells. Those are pretty spicy includes you don't typically see often. time wipe, it makes a lot of sense if you want a board wipe. You get to save something, potentially a land off your Nissas. But the finale really lets you go big and is actually like an army in a can almost.
Okay, so it's standards version of the waste card. That end of turn, make some creatures. It's got not add a card waste. That's a land.
To secure the waste.
Secure the waste. Yeah, so it's standards version. Of course, they had to make it a fucking sorcery and a mythic on top of that.
Well, I mean, you make 2/2s instead of 1/1s.
Okay.
And if you pay 10 mana, you make 4/4s also.
Oh, yeah, because you should have 10 mana with the Bant Ramp deck. I almost was being sarcastic, but it's the Bant Ramp deck.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit 10
mana. I mean,
mana.
Nissa is. You're old. You know Mana Flare. That's what Nissa is.
I do. Oh, where's Nissa at?
Down. You passed
right
her.
here. Okay.
We gotta let Josh freshen up on some standard cards. He's not.
No, I don't. Listen, we're only here for an hour. I don't want to bore these guys with me reading a bunch of standard cards trying to figure this shit out. Fuck standard.
We'll get you caught up eventually.
We will. By like podcast number 10.
69.
Yeah, or 69, one of the two. But I'll be in there. Letting you guys know my opinions on standard, and it's gonna be awful. All right, so moving along. We always want to let you guys know who's on top each week, and after that, we're going to let you know if there's any events going on in your local area or maybe close enough to you.
Do you consider Washington, D.C. close enough?
My wife and I went to Washington, D.C. Last year, the year before, when I was really grinding out on the floor and stuff like that, doing a lot of trading.
Getting in behind them dumpsters.
Oh man, it was. No, we didn't do any dumpster diving, though. I mean, it's Washington D.C. There's probably some nice stuff in their dumpsters.
Who knows?
Yeah, not like
maybe
Monroe.
You can find Donald Trump's wig.
Yeah, maybe a couple extras.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
nice
that's
toupee.
DC is limited, and
do you know what kind of limited it is, Josh? Probably not.
Limited is just standard.
No.
Shut up.
This is Modern Horizons limited.
Holy shit, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm not going. So then after that, you've got Copenhagen, which is the same weekend. I don't know a whole lot of you guys that are going to be in Copenhagen. Maybe.
I'll be honest, I don't even know where Copenhagen is.
It's next to.
I'm really bad at geographical stuff.
Yeah, it's between Cope and Hagen, so it's right in the middle. But yeah, and then you got Seattle the following weekend, which is limited. So it looks like they're just trying to push. Is that what they're doing? Just pushing the Modern Horizons?
I actually don't know what Seattle is off the top of my head. If we scroll down, we can see what sets they are, I believe.
Oh, Copenhagen is Horizons. Yeah.
And so Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. So yeah, if you guys are interested in playing some limited, which you guys can always do that at your local stores and whatnot. You don't have to go to a Magic Fest to do that. But yeah, I have not yet played any Modern Horizons.
I didn't either. They did some pre-releases this past weekend at SCG Con, but I decided to just do some other stuff, which we'll get to later. But
yeah. And don't forget, you guys, Detroit, July 12th. For all you local guys, it is going to be a good time.
I don't even know if I'm going to be there. It is
limited. You have to be there.
Why do I? Who says?
I mean, it's your hometown.
But it's core set limited. I hate limited.
Core set,
especially core set limited.
Listen, you don't have to play.
But their side events are so expensive.
Well, you're downtown Detroit. I mean, you could, shake them titties for a couple dollars. I'll give you a couple dollars. All right, so those are your upcoming events. Of course, what does Star City got going on next?
So we got a couple weeks off with Star City because we had the big Star City Invitational this past weekend.
This week, next week.
At the end of the month, the 29th is the next SCG.
Yeah, so
it's
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
I love that you call it Philly every time. It's so great.
They're like the same thing.
Yeah, so Philly's coming up, and
Pittsburgh is coming up.
Philly's gonna be Team Modern.
It's Pittsburgh. See, now I got you doing it.
Yeah, I like calling it Philly now.
But yeah, Pittsburgh is the next SCG, and I will be there teaming with one young Stephen Bear, and one
Excellent.
young Gavin Kachenauer.
Ooh, I know those guys.
Yeah, Gavin Copenhagen. You know,
Yeah.
they have a GP there for him.
They do. That's good. So okay, let's go over the results from this weekend. Which
Yeah,
you were at SCG Con, which is
Yeah.
very cool.
And there's a lot of results, so buckle up. I hope you like talking about Magic. So first and foremost, we're going to obviously talk about the Invitational, which was won by one Colin Roundtree. I'm not too familiar with him, but I'm sure we all will become familiar with him. He was piloting the Esper Super Friends deck. You know, a lot of people say it might be the best deck in Standard right now.
It looks like it. It took second in Type A.
Yeah, the powerful thing about it is, in this format, there are a lot of Planeswalkers, so you really want to be on one of two things for sure. You either want Elder Spell, so you can deal with Planeswalkers, or you want Counter Spells, so you can counter the Elder Spells. The big draw to Esper is you just get to play both.
That sounds great.
So, he took it down. I'm excited to see what his token is going to be. I'm not sure if they said it on the live. I personally wasn't watching it. I was on my way home. But I am excited to see, and congratulations to him.
Yes, awesome. I see Dan Jessup was in the top 8.
Jonathan Hobbs is another really good player that made the top 8. As well as Collins Mullen.
Yeah, Collins Mullen and Rosum. Those were some guys that played. What is this Sultai Dread Horde?
So it's basically like your typical Jund deck of the format.
Ooh, so it's just Jund good stuff?
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of good stuff. Your over the top end is the Command the Dread Horde. It's like
oh, I thought it was like the Red Dread Horde or something.
No.
There's
a lot
really excited.
There's a lot of Dread Hordes, Josh.
I thought it was Dread Horde Arcanus.
No.
So Command the Dread Horde.
That's what we'll get to in a little bit as well.
Command the Dread Horde is choose any number of target creatures and or planeswalker cards.
Planewalkers?
Planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dread Horde deals damage to you equal to the total CMC of those cards. Put them onto the battlefield under your control. Woof. Is there a bunch of life gain in here? How the fuck do you take all that damage?
Josh. Besides that, you can just do it for value against a lot of the decks that you want that card.
Yeah, you obviously probably just what?
You get to play it faster because of Nissa.
Yeah, you just side this out against Burn.
You normally leave in like one. I personally think you probably leave in like one copy against Burn.
Okay.
Just because sometimes like you can get back the Wild Growth Walkers and all that.
Yeah.
But
okay, cool. Neat. Standard. We did it. Okay, so for now we're getting into the summer championship.
Yep.
Tell us what the summer championship was for Standard.
Basically, the summer championships were they're basically in between classics and opens. They're another cash tournament. The first place I believe was $2,000, as well as you would get a trophy and invitations to the next invitational.
Okay.
So they're just kind of like they're the Sunday tournament for the invitational, but because it's the invitational, they got to do it bigger and better than classics. Because how many people really want ticks? Let's be real.
Yeah, ticks are kind of, You
know that
lame.
ticks life.
Yeah, ticks are lame. People want cash.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Money talks, BS walks, as some might say.
So it looks like basically all the same stuff was in the top 8 for the most part.
We got Andrew Jessup in second with Is It Phoenix?
Jesus.
The Jessup's really representing, one top 8ing the Envy, the other top 8ing the championship. Super powerful family. Aaron Barrett, who won the Invitational about a year ago now, got third place with Bant Explore. And as
is this our local Adam Hernandez that took 7th?
It is. Adam Hernandez, also known as Yeoman 5, taking 7th with Simic Nexus.
Very cool.
It was funny. I was actually talking to him at the event, and he told me that he was playing Nexus, and I was kind of surprised because he typically plays more creature decks. Mm-hmm. But he told me, he's like, I just play everything, whatever he thinks is best.
Yeah, and that's that's where you got to be.
Yeah.
You got to play what deck is on top for the most part. But you also have to play something with your play style. If you're not playing your play style, this thing has creatures in it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't at all?
No. Click it.
I thought it plays what's its face.
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
I thought it played what's that big fat fish frog thing right now in Standard, where you just
Hydroid
draw.
Crisis?
Yeah. Why does it play Hydroid Crisis?
You don't need it.
Bummer. Oh, look at that in the sideboard. It plays creatures. Nailed it.
I mean, sure, in the board, because you need more things against mid-range.
Yeah.
Your only win con in the deck is Callous Dismissal. Well, I guess he also has the one of Nissa,
Yeah.
which some people are going to playing some Nissas because of Teferi.
Cool. So, congrats to our local Michigan man, Mr. Adam Hernandez, on taking 7th place at the Summer Championship. Good job, man.
Nice job, man.
Let's see. So we're gonna move on to the Summer Championship for Modern here, and this looked
No
like
surprise, Amulet Titan won it.
yeah, Amulet's been. Is this the guy that just won it in Ohio too, not too long ago?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
He didn't win an Open. I know that.
Okay.
It's not the one that won the Open.
Okay.
If
then,
that's what you're asking.
Yeah. That guy played really well.
Yeah. Those two, the two Amulet players that were in that top 8, have top 8 almost every Open this season.
Yep.
I think.
So I think the deck to talk about for Modern right now, really, to be honest, one of the top decks to talk about. I mean, of course, Mr. Piggy Pants has not made his way. Ilharg, the deck that I've been playing on.
A deck very similar to it did top 8 of this event.
Well, the last week I played it twice. I streamed Ilharg in Boreo's Vengeance, but the deck that's really starting to make impact in Modern
the other
right now,
Griselbrand deck.
Yes, the other Griselbrand deck is Neoform, and what they're calling it in at Star City is Simic Evolution.
I really don't like this, because to me the Simic Evolution deck is the one with Experimental Frenzies, Cloudfin Raptors, and those small creatures where they're trying to put +1/+1 counters on them. This is Neoform.
I love that this deck only plays 14 lands.
This is a legacy deck. It's not a modern deck.
This is literally the first time I've actually, I think, looked at a Neoform list.
Really?
Other than Andrew handed me his on paper, and I didn't know there was the 14 lands. I didn't know the land count of it, but
Andrew has this deck built in paper.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. So you're running 28 spells, 19 creatures, and 14 lands. And so it's just a bunch of cantrips, right?
No.
Well, you got Serum Visions, Neoform. I guess these aren't cantrips.
No, yeah.
Edge of Autumn. Oof. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Getting that cycling
Summoner's
going
Pact, Pact of Negation in the main, Nourishing Shoal, Manamorphose. There's 8 cantrips in here.
It's not
4
a lot.
No, it's not a lot, but 4 and 4. So, because that's my thought. When you have such a low land count, you're gonna need
Well, this deck has
some type of
8 creatures that make mana.
Correct. You've got Wild Cantor.
A 9 with the Cantor, actually.
Yeah, Simian Spirit Guide and Chancellor of the Tangle, which is, for those of you that don't know, Chancellor of the Tangle is a card that you reveal for pregame effects, and in your first main you're able to get a green mana. So, pretty cool card.
Gets a lot better with the London Mulligan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This deck is... there's a lot of talk about this deck seeing some type of banning.
Can we ban Griselbrand, please?
Yeah, it's... To be honest, if you get rid of Griselbrand, you basically stop the issues of having such a problem, because the ability to draw 7 cards or 14 cards, like we did it online on Friday. I asked Josiah. He came in. He Discorded in with me and helped me run some games. And
Lord knows you wouldn't have won the 2 you did without him.
Yeah, that is very true. But we said, okay, draw 7 cards, and then he's like, man, I think you should probably draw 7 more. And to have that reach, to have that ability to just draw 14 cards off the top of your deck and be able to sculpt your hand and still, be in a firm spot in play the next turn, the following turn, is just it's just way too powerful. It really is. So,
yeah, and the crazy thing with this deck is, even if it fizzles, as long as it hasn't gone too deep, it can still just keep a Griselbrand in play. It's not like Goryo's where it's got to sack it.
Yeah. I mean, you want to try to go deep, but, you always can't.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just not... there's actually one more deck I want to talk about before we move on.
Okay, cool.
I really want to talk about Jim Davis's deck. They titled it Jeskai Control.
Sure.
But this is really... It's a Jeskai
Oh, it's just
deck.
like it's
it's
just
just Guy Saheeli.
Yep.
And I actually played against Jim Davis in this tournament. I went a whopping 2-3 by the time that I dropped. And Jim Davis was one of my losses. This deck is very sweet. And I was really happy to see that he top-baited because I was actually asking him for this deck list. Because I think it's awesome.
You got it now.
Yeah, and interesting enough, I knew he played Narset, but he only played the one in the sideboard. Oh no, there was the two in the main.
There's two in the main.
Yeah, I overlooked it. But this deck is he thought this deck was very good, and it seemed very good when he faced me with it.
Oh, it's super powerful. I mean, you're playing 4 Teferi Time Revelers main board, 2 Narsets main board, and 4 Saheeli Rise main board.
Well, if you remember, like, near the end, I know you were playing during this time. I don't know how much of our audience was. You remember near the end of Twin, the Jeskai Twin deck?
Yeah.
It plays very similarly to that, even though it's like a different combo.
Yeah, all it is just a tempo. It's just a tempo.
Well, yeah, that's just it. It can play like a tempo deck. Mm-hmm. Like, I was trying to play Thing in the Ice against him. He went to Fairy, bounce your Thing in the Ice. I replayed it, cast a spell. He goes, Felidar Guardian, bounce to Fairy, bounce your Thing in the Ice.
That's really gross.
Yeah, and it was just so hard to get out from under that.
Yeah, along with the early game Spreading Seas, and this deck also
the 5 bolts.
Yeah, it runs 4 lightning bolts, 1 lightning helix, and then the 4 paths. So and then the 3 snapcasters. So you just have infinite spot removal.
It's also just a good remand deck. Yeah. When's the last time we've seen a good remand deck in Modern?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It was like Hooglin playing Wizards, I think.
Yeah.
Which was probably close to like a year ago now.
Yeah, and this tempo style deck has started to, like, people love tempo, right? And people love flash also. They love playing them some flash. I've actually been playing against it online lately. Also, I sat and watched our streamer Russ last night. He also was playing against blue-white flash, and he was like, the hell is this deck? And I'm like, it's blue-white. I'm typing in. I'm like, it's blue-white flash, bub. And he was so confused, and I'm like, it's just there's been a resurgence, with the ability to have Teferi, 3-drop Teferi, 3-drop Narset. You can do a lot of shit with these cards.
You really
because
can.
These cards are so powerful. These cards are breaching all formats, which kind of leads us into our next discussion, which is the Legacy, the playing for power this weekend, which was very cool. We talked about this last year, and it's neat. And I know last week on the podcast we actually ran over the breakdown on what you could win power wise, and I think it was like all the way down to like top 16.
Yeah, 8th or 9th through 16th was just store credit though. Nate, nice to see you in chat also.
Yes, thank you, Nate.
Love you too,
I know
man.
I'm not Richie.
I am though, so it's okay.
So yeah, but the playing for power is something I haven't done since I was a kid. And I know one year I showed up about 3 or 4 years ago to play in a Black Lotus tournament, and that thing just didn't fire.
Wow.
I was really disappointed. I mean, we still played.
Maybe you should go to an SCG Con at some point.
We still played. Yeah, I should. I definitely want to. I do. I want to play at Gen Con this year.
Are they doing a power tournament at Gen Con?
they always do some type of power tournament at Gen Con. So something that's power
Gen Con's
related.
something on my list I've always wanted to do. Gen Con and Eternal Weekend I really want to try to hit this year.
Yeah, Gen Con this year is going to be great. Last year they gave away I believe it was an alpha starter deck. Yeah, which was super fucking cool. Yeah, it was alpha starter deck.
Was it alpha?
Yeah.
Because I remember they also got you the entry into the beta draft, because they did that beta draft, right?
Maybe it was a beta starter pack.
I think it was a beta starter pack.
Still just as cool.
I mean, yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. But, that thing was great. I know I was there when the guy won it. I was sitting doing business with Pastimes, and they're the people that run it. And I'm sitting at their booth, and, they had the guy come up, and they're like, hey, man, how'd it go? He's like, I've been playing for, like, 10 hours. I'm really tired right now. And he's like, but it was great. Thanks a lot. And so then, he comes off the stage, and they're shuffling him over so he can do paperwork, and he had to fill out because I think they said it was worth like $16K
Yeah.
just for the starter deck itself.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so he had to fill out like a
W4?
W4, yeah, just for
starter
getting
deck.
that thing.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that was really cool. So, but yeah, like we said, the Narset, also Teferi is starting to make its way into Legacy, and for this the
We
Play
don't
for
actually
Power
see
this
much
past
Teferi
weekend.
in this top 8, though.
No, we don't, but it's still there. Probably maybe in this Grixis Delver, Grixis Control list.
Teferi's blue-white. How would it be in Grixis?
Oh yeah, not Grixis. Is it?
No, that's blue-red.
No, let's see if there's a Teferi in, or not a Teferi, the other one, Narset.
There's Narsets in the Is It deck.
Yeah.
But there's not Teferis.
Not Teferi. Is it?
Yeah. Narset,
Nope.
you mean?
Narset. Didn't see it. Nothing in there. Anyway, so
There's Narset in there.
what was there?
Yeah, in the sideboard.
Oh, in the sideboard.
We'll get to that when we
Great.
discuss our deck of the week, too.
Ooh, yeah. So it looks like Daniel Raymond took first. And
Infect.
yeah, he infected him out, which is really cool. I want to see if there's anything.
Oh, there's Teferi.
Oh, talking
It
all
was
that
in there.
shit. Talking all that shit. Look at two Teferis make the main board of the winning deck.
So it was Bant Infect. Interesting.
See, I could feel Teferi. Who's this guy? Terry Crews?
Yeah.
I could feel Terry Crews' pecs moving.
All right, the podcast is canceled. Everyone have a great night.
So, 18 lands. That seems like a lot. Does that seem like a lot?
Nah, I mean, 4 of them are ink moths.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta get colored mana in there somehow, Josh.
Yeah, there's basically 14 lands.
Yeah.
Then your ink moth, or they're just extra creatures. So it doesn't look like there's anything too spicy in here. You got your Sylvan Library in the main board, which isn't spicy. It's just going to help you dig. It's going to help dig yourself out of those situations.
Are really spicy.
Oh, well, of course. Teferis are real spicy. Sideboard's not. Again, same thing. Not looking way too spicy. We got a standard card in here, Incubation.
Brad Bass is over here telling us we look cute.
Hey,
we know that.
What's up? Hold on, Brad. Let me close it up for you. Ooh, what's up, boy? I gotta get that close up.
Nobody wants that, Josh.
No. All right, back to live scene. Anyways,
back to Magic.
yeah. So they're running a one of Incubation in the sideboard.
That is interesting.
That's very cool. That's a standard. What set is that from?
That's Ravnica Allegiance.
Ravnica Allegiance. Very cool. So yeah, what you got to play a lot of Legacy this weekend, Richie.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So
I don't see you in the top.
No,
here.
I went there for the Invitational, obviously.
Okay.
It didn't go the best for me, but I might have been a little unprepared for Standard. I thought my deck choice was fine, but I think the meta might have been wrong.
Standard is a lot of work, my man.
It also is something that I've heard on a lot of podcasts, and I kind of agree with right now. Standard's a lot like Modern, where there's so many decks, it's hard to actually try to metagame and prepare for at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But so I didn't do that well, but this was my first Invitational I haven't day two'd. The past 2 I did. So I really got to actually check out and enjoy SCG Con.
Okay.
Which was something I haven't gotten to do the past, couple SCG Cons I did. So I've gotten to take some pictures, which we'll get to in a little bit. I got to play a lot of Legacy. I actually played 3 Legacy challenges, and let me tell you what, 12 rounds of Legacy is a lot of Legacy.
It is. I think I played last week on Friday. I played a 5-round league online, and then I went and played 5 more rounds at Friday Night Magic, and 10 rounds is a lot, man. I was fucking tired after that shit.
Yeah, it definitely flexes your mental capabilities.
It does, definitely.
So
what'd you play this weekend?
So I played the deck that I didn't play the exact list, but the deck you see in 4th and more on 4th, and I think I've seen it one more time. 4th and 11th.
Yeah.
Is it Delver? As you all know, I've been a huge fan of Blue-Red Delver in Legacy since, over a year ago now. I've been playing this deck, and I really love it. I played a little bit different of a list, which you can see here, and then the list that you see here.
which is fourth place.
Yeah,
Brian
the one that got fourth.
Gottlieb.
I really think you want 2 True Names in this deck. True Name is arguably one of the best cards in Legacy. Should or maybe potentially be banned. There's been a lot of discussion about that.
It's just so hard to cast on 3, man, because you're just doing so much with your. It's so mana intensive, isn't it? Doesn't it feel like it?
Yes and no, but like it is mana intensive. But the thing is like once it hits, it's so hard to lose.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't play Legacy and that aren't really maybe even might not know a whole lot about it, the list Is It Delver has kind of changed over the past year because there's been a lot of it's been an evolution of them trying to play Terramander, them trying to figure out how many young pyromancers they want, how many true names they want, and also now with the new Dreadhorde Arcanist, which is
this card was
it's a new standard
by
card.
far. I've played a lot of Blue Red Delver. This card is absurd in this deck.
Well, that's what everybody was saying about Terramander too.
Yeah, but the thing is like they just keep printing cards in every standard set that make this deck better.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to, There's just when you start printing things at 1 and things at 2, they just slot right into Legacy. So this deck consists of 4 Delver Secrets, 4 Dreadhorde Arcanist, the old Grim Lavamancer one of, True Name one of, which, like Richie said, is usually 1 or 2. You got 3 young Pyromancers, 19 lands, 4 of which are wastelands to take care of, get you on that control plan or that grindy plan.
Just helps out against a lot of decks,
Yeah.
like the Merit Lage decks or anything that might try to give you trouble.
Yeah. Same thing with if you're trying to slow Infect down.
I actually faced Infect in one of my challenges, and Wastelanding the Ink Moth was great.
Yep. So it runs an Abrade, a one of, Brainstorm, Daze, Force of Will, Lightning Bolts. Those are all 4 ofs. Double Spell Pierce, and a one of Chain Lightning for that 5th Lightning Bolt that you need. 4 Ponders, 4 Preordains. And the sideboard consists of basically every Is It Delver list that you're going to see is going to be chocked full of 1 to 2s at max. And
this one was actually on 3 Pyroblasts. I've always only liked 2 personally.
Yeah, and
but I can see the want for a 3rd.
Yeah, and of course, hey, look at the old beauty there in the sideboard.
She really impressed me in the sideboard. I actually I faced Miracles against another person who works from Mom's Basement, which we'll get to again once we get to the pictures, and it just didn't feel like we were playing the same format once I played it in our set. Like, it felt like he was stuck in Standard while I got to keep playing Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, shutting off those cantrips is super powerful.
Yeah, it's so unreal. Not being able to draw cards. It's just something that's really crazy. Now, if you guys do want to see Richie play this list, he's going to be playing it, this Thursday at 6:30, right?
6 o'clock, I'm pretty sure.
6 o'clock, excuse me. Yeah. 6 o'clock on.
I'm going to go live with this list at 6. This is the list that I played in the challenges. I went.
Where are you going to be streaming at?
I'm going to be streaming on twitch.tv/Mom's Basement Games.
Oh, question mark? There's no question mark in there. Anyways, yeah, so we'll have his list up on Stream Decker.
Yeah. I'll be posting it tomorrow throughout social media.
Yeah, we're going to post it. And so if you guys aren't into Legacy, and maybe you've always wanted to watch, but come stop by and see him. We've also got a bunch of Legacy videos on our YouTube, so at Mom's Basement Games, so you can check that out too. But basically, the list is this your 75 that you ran this weekend?
This is my 75 that I played this weekend.
So you ran basically the same thing. You just ran that 2nd True Name.
Yeah.
You ran the same amount of Young Pyromancers and Dreadhorde Arcanist and Delvers and Grim Lavamancer, and then all the cantrips. But you did run a Forked Bolt in the main, which I really, really, really agree with running that Forked Bolt in the main. I love that card. It is very, very powerful.
It is, especially in the Delver mirrors.
Yep.
So the Abrade, I always felt like I never really cared for in the main. I've tried it a bunch.
No.
But I also didn't like having just a bunch, cantrips are obviously powerful, but I feel like at some point you can have an abundance and you just need, more versatile spells.
Yeah.
So that's why, the Abrade went to the side and I trimmed 2 Preordains so that way I can fit in, the Forked Bolt, as well as the Vapor Snag that I like to play main deck.
Yeah, I love the Vapor Snag main deck, man. I mean, just that card is so powerful.
The Dark Depths matchup is just so... It's really difficult for this deck.
Yeah, it seems abysmal if you don't draw Wasteland.
Yeah, and just like having this one of Vapor Snag at least gives you an out in those matchups that you don't have otherwise.
Yeah. Nate says he loves playing him some Legacy.
Legacy's great. It's probably my favorite format.
Good. Yeah, so I was playing Legacy the past about a past month online, and
You were
I
playing
just
Legacy for a long. You were playing like just Legacy for a long time.
when we did the Legacy
dinosaur.
week. Yeah. Also, with the dinosaurs, I was playing. God, I played like 6 weeks in a row. So I think it was probably like almost 2.5 months. I think I played Legacy, and I've just taken a break from it. Yeah. I took a break. I've been playing a lot of Modern lately, and like I said, I'm really loving playing Ilharg.
Still loving playing boards though.
God, Ilharg is such a fucking house.
Nate likes to play the shops in Legacy. He says.
Ooh, shops are cray cray.
Speaking of shops, we're
there we go. How do we just keep leading into everything? That's beautiful.
It's almost like we're good at this.
Yeah. So, Team Eternal Showdown.
We're so good at
We've got Eternal results from this weekend. I know Richie, you were saying they weren't up, and now
they snuck them in on me.
For me, I don't even know how to play Vintage. I would love to sit down and play Lintage. I'd love to play me some Lintage.
Is that like when you eat lunch while playing Vintage?
It is. So, Jeskai Dak. You're a Dak, Richie.
Wow, that's rude.
So, Jeskai Dak Faden took first. And why do they have doubles here?
Because
it's the Power 9.
Events.
Got it.
There's a team event and a Power 9 event.
Okay, so then the team that took first, which was what? This? Oh, that's the team. So Jeskai Dak, Dreadhorde Control.
No, it was 3 different formats.
Oh.
It was Legacy, Vintage, and Old School.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's crazy.
You know, they had to give the bourbon drinking, cigar smoking old school players somewhere to play.
Then with their smoke jackets playing Vintage. I'll cast my White Knight and pass the turn.
I'll crack my Black Lotus and put this White Knight into play.
Unreal.
Black Lotus, Soul Ring, Mox, Shivan Dragon.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this. Let's at least, talk about this Jeskai Dak Faden deck. Yeah. Because for those of you that don't play Vintage, maybe you're not into Vintage, but it's still pretty cool to see what kind of cards these guys wearing their smoking jackets are playing. Of course, you got your Black Lotus, all your Power 9 in here. It's set for power. It's usually Power 8. They're not going to be running the Time Twister.
But we can play Time Twister in Modern shortly.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
That, I can't remember, but it's the one with flashback.
Yeah. So they're running, again, this is really insane. We're talking about the War of the Sparks card. I think this is kind of the biggest thing that we've talked about this entire podcast is the impact that War of the Spark is having on
Narset,
every
Karn,
single
Teferi
format.
are really taking over.
Yeah, so...
Even Dreadhorde. I've seen some vintage Dreadhorde decks in the tournament as well.
Yeah. So they were
being
playing...
able to recall for 0 mana off your Dreadhorde's pretty gas.
Yeah. They were playing 2 Narset Parter Veils in the main board, along with 3 Dak Fadens. And of course your one-ofs with, Brainstorm, Dig Through Time, Gush, Mental Missteps on 3, 2 Pyroblast, 3 Swords, a Wear Tear, a Balance. I love seeing Balance, man. I mean, you couldn't even...
Is that one of your favorite cards?
Well, no one even played this when I was a kid.
Really?
When this card was... I want to say they... I don't know.
Wasn't that also back in the day when people would trade Mox Jets for Swamps because they were basically the same thing?
No, we would trade. Some of the trades were the worst.
When you trade 2/3 dual lands to get a Shivan Dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 of Gitaxian Probe, 1 Ponder, 3 Preordains, Time Walk, and Treasure Cruise.
It seems weird that in this format they play all one-offs, Josh.
What? I still love that, basically, the cards that they printed into Modern, into Standard, just a few years ago, Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time they're just vintage staples. And that
So
just
good
goes,
they got restricted.
yeah, and that just goes to show you, like, when people say, oh, the power level of Standard is so bad, well, it's really cool because you get to see some of these R&D make these mistakes, and you get to live through these mistakes.
A lot of people are talking about Narset getting restricted, so.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool stuff. You know, they're still printing powerful cards, so for those of you out there that are on that bandwagon of, you know, they never print anything good, they are printing some shit right now. These Planeswalkers, these uncommon Planeswalkers, they're crossing into vintage all the way down the line, so pretty cool stuff. So, Richie, we got some pictures of you at SCG Con, so we're going to show these off. Now, for the viewers on the podcast, you obviously can't see this, but we're going to let you know about it. So, tell us about this picture, Richie.
Yeah, so this I just wanted to take a couple pictures of the venue, as well as just some pictures of me having fun for once, not always just, you know, being serious about Magic.
Grind.
So this is just a picture of like the feature match area. It's really sweet. I love their feature match design for the Invitational.
They've done a good job.
Actually, it's kind of hard to tell, but they don't have like normal chairs in the feature match area now. If you notice, they got like gaming chairs in the feature match area now.
Are they reinforced for full figured men like yourself?
We'll find out when I ever get there. Then
okay.
This is just like the area where they like take the pictures of top 8.
Yeah.
And I actually got a picture in here with a couple cosplayers, as you can see here.
Yeah, very cool. So I saw her online. Who is that? That's supposed to be Veraska.
Yes.
So Veraska was there, you guys. Check her out on Twitter. I don't know who she is, but I did see her on Twitter. I saw her on Instagram. So I'm sure if you scroll through, I'm sure as somebody has liked her. Somebody's I'm
going to be actually tweeting these pictures out. I wanted to use them on the podcast first, but I'm going to be tweeting them out as the day goes on, and I'll be tagging most of these cosplayers in it.
That's cool.
Just trying to get them more pictures from the event.
Yeah.
Just like this. This was this was the day before. There's some more really cool cosplay. This is Kasmina, and it was actually really sweet. She had these like
Who's
lights.
Kasmina?
She's one of the new Planeswalkers from the new set.
Okay.
We don't really know much about her, but
is that the one that's like has its face down?
Yeah.
And
or no, that's the Wanderer.
Oh, okay.
I actually have pictures with the Wanderer as well right here, as you can see.
Oh.
Nahiri in the Wanderer.
Okay.
This was probably my favorite cosplay from the weekend was the Wanderer.
Okay.
I just think it looks really nice, especially for something we don't know a lot about, so you can't like take a lot of detail from like other things.
Yeah, tell that story about the Wanderer, because I really actually thought that was very interesting of, you know, what the joke was behind that.
So these two walked around all weekend, and on Twitter, I can't remember which one the Nahiri is, but she took a picture with the Wanderer talking about how she released Emrakul. Okay. Because there's a bunch of like people trying to figure out who the Wanderer is, and a lot of it is people saying it's like Emrakul or Elspeth.
Sure.
And so they kind of did a play on, because Nahiri let Emrakul out on Innistrad, that she let her free in SCG Con as well.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but the story behind the Wanderer is that I know they made a joke. What's his face made a joke?
Rosewater made a joke about the Wanderer just being you.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so it's you.
Yeah.
You are the Planeswalker.
You are the Planeswalker.
You are.
Yeah.
So they don't actually have. They're not going to really ever release who it is, but maybe they will.
Maybe but that was also on April Fool's, so who knows?
That's cool. Yeah, so Richie also got some pictures with another guy that works at Mom's Basement Games with us, Caleb, and they were playing against each other. What was this, a side event?
Yeah, this was Legacy actually.
Okay, cool. How'd you do? Did you beat him?
I beat him. I also beat Tim, one of our other newest members for Mom's Basement. We played on Sunday in Modern.
Okay.
So 2-0 against other fellow basement workers so far.
We'll have to
brags.
We'll have to put that in
I
the
told
chat.
Adam, I was like, we're gonna get paired next. It didn't happen, unfortunately, but
yep, that's great.
I'm coming for you, Adam.
Most of you guys were there. That's good. Cool. Well, I'm glad it went well for you, and you know, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a good time. I basically I sat at home and I grinded through you know, some of that 300,000 bulk cards that I had, and I got through, I don't know, maybe 80,000 something like
not
that.
bad.
So yeah, so I put a little dent
Kind of
in,
rookie
maybe.
numbers. Maybe we can get them numbers up, but
Well, I hope so this weekend, man. I'm trying to push through. I treated myself. I went to Clearwater 3 weekends ago, and then went to Indy and went to that wine fest like I told everybody about last week
I
on the
thought you were
podcast.
going to say how you treated yourself with Little Caesars Pizza.
No, I do that weekly. That's why I'm a large, full-figured man. All right, so we always want to, get who's on top in. We also want to give you results and let you guys know about our weekend, let you guys know what's coming up and whatnot. And we also want to get in finance. So finance is something that
Making that money.
Yeah, it's something that's important to me. And, this is what I do for a living. So I always want to let you guys know about the weekly spikes. And if there's anything that maybe you need to pick up that you have, forgot about, or if there's anything in your collection that you're like, wow, I should probably dump that because it's on a high right now. And
like
I know
Pale Bears.
Now, Pale Bears, you guys.
Go Bears.
The Bears. So yeah, Pale Bears is a 1 green, 2 colorless Island Walk 2-2 bear. That is $2.
That card seems way too powerful.
So powerful. I think
it's got to be banned, right?
Yeah, well, this card's probably a 4 of in Oops All Bears. So we'll see how this goes.
Brad said he doesn't know any human that likes pizza more than you.
Oh my god, dude! I'm just I'm a pizza machine.
What
did we have for lunch today?
We had pizza.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we did. It was amazing.
And the day before that, Josh probably had pizza.
No, I didn't. But yeah, so Pale Bears, for most of you guys probably don't even know what this card is. I have been passing these up in bulk probably for the last couple months here.
Yeah, how's that feel, Josh?
It doesn't feel bad. This card will not stay at $2.24, so please do yourself a favor. Do not pick up Pale Bears. Bear Tribal is good, but this card is 20 to 25 cents at most. So we just once everybody starts picking these out of their bulk and picking these out of their collection, they start showing up online, they will not be up 239.39% again. So don't worry about that.
Will they be up 69% again?
They may. So the one thing that you guys should 100% keep an eye on is Teferi's Puzzle Box. Now, I myself tweeted out, if you guys are a part of the Twitter that we have going, which is Mom's Basement MTG, you probably have seen the fact that I got Karn, Teferi Puzzle Boxed, and Narset. So they went Narset, Karn, and I said, they're going to get Lattice, aren't they? I'm going to get Lattice out of this game. Fuck no. They didn't. They just went and got Puzzle Box and played that shit. And I was like, yep.
Sick.
I'm dead. So my hand was going to get sucked away, and I wasn't going to get a card. Yeah. So it got sucked away, and it was a bad time for me. So this card...
that's a good way to build blue-white control.
This card
I don't know about Karn, but definitely like Narset and like a Teferi's Puzzle Box.
I'm thinking about playing Karn, Teferi's Puzzle Box in my burn list. So, yeah. Blue, red, burn, baby.
Bring Wizards back?
Psionic Blast? No. Just Psionic Blast, Narset, Karn. Boom. There's your new burn deck. You heard it here first. So this card, Teferi's Puzzle Box, is up to $22.45. It's up 213%. So I really recommend you guys actually trying to get this before it goes up anymore. This card is going to see a rise. I think it's going to see a rise all the way into the $30, $35 mark. So do yourself a favor. Try to get this before it's too late, or just try to trade for it. $22.
Especially if you're a blue-white control player. I really recommend picking at least one up.
Yeah.
I think playing it with Narset is just a nice... Both Narset and Teferi's Puzzle Box aren't like horrible effects for control.
No.
Like... Box is kind of awkward, but at the same time, like, if you need a better answer, it might dig you to it, so...
Yep. And so the other card that's up right now is Crucible Worlds, and now it's not really up. It's at $15. It says it's up 144%, but it's had its time to, be at the reprint, category, And like it says here, you know, it was in what, core, the last core set?
Yeah, core 19.
Core 19. So you're gonna see this card continue to climb back up. Now I think it touched $40 at one point, right?
I think that was pre-reprint.
Well, yeah, of course, pre-reprint. That's what I'm talking about.
It was in like the 70s.
Was it? Did it hit 60? I feel like it hit 60.
I 100% have spent $60 on a Crucible.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, this card will start. It'll continue to climb. It's a resilient card. You need this card.
Such a good
in
fact.
Modern. You need this card in Legacy, not Legacy. Excuse me. In Commander.
Vintage.
Yeah, it sees play in Vintage, but you know, for those of you
Can play it off
with the
a
Smoker
Black
Jacket,
Lotus.
yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Strip Mine, Black Lotus, Crucible Worlds, pass, kill ya. And so we always want to not only talk about the pickups
The cheap pickups this week.
yeah,
are...
the pickups that you want to get before they, you know, get too high, or maybe you want to just dump those spikes off. But the cards that continue to drop are Richard Port, Imperial Recruiter, and Prime Speaker Vanifar, which is very cool. Now, the Richard Ports, if you play Legacy, you probably either have a set of these. I mean, I know they hit like $20 like 6 months ago or something like that. They were, yeah. So what, December?
So good,
December it was
though.
$19. So this isn't a big change. But I think maybe this was something that the guy that makes MTG stocks, he's just like, okay, I don't really have much for this month. That's on a low.
I also think this card is just like, it's a ticking time bomb. It's gonna shoot up eventually.
Yeah, it has that same power level as
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I wake up and port's $30.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like the Crucible Worlds. It'll continue to have its rise because it's a mainstay in a format that still plays.
The thing with Port against Crucible, though, Crucible was in a standard set, so Crucibles are still getting printed right now.
They reprinted this in 25, so
yeah, but that was a master set.
Sure.
That's not getting printed anymore.
I understand.
So however many ports are out there now is the number of ports that are out there.
Correct. So this is the really cool one, Prime Speaker Vanifar. So for those of you that were really hyped about this and thought, oh, this is the next Splinter Twin deck, raise your hand, Richie Thompson. So this card spoiled out at $24.49. It is now down to $5.29. So Richie, bad investment, bud, but you'll get them next time. It's okay.
I still got the Modern deck, so
Yeah, no, the Modern deck is really sweet.
if they ever get rid of Phoenix, maybe I'll play that deck again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
So
until then, you know,
yeah, so
deck's pretty unplayable while Phoenix is the top deck.
yeah, Prime Speaker Pod is, you know, it's a very cool deck. If you guys want to check that, watch Richie play that.
Played a lot. I played that deck like 3 times.
Yeah, you did online. How did that go? I mean, it went okay, right?
I 4-1'd once, I 3-2'd once, and I 2-3'd once, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe it was just the meta. It had started progressively getting worse because I think that's when Phoenix was.
It's when Phoenix was picking. Well, Phoenix was like the big deck when I started playing it. It's just I didn't think the Phoenix matchup was as bad as it is.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty awful.
Yep, absolutely. But you know, the deck was cool. It still is cool, and I really think that at some point this card's gonna bounce back, and they're gonna find a home for it. So I would pick these up. You know, even in Commander, this is a great Commander card. So you know, do yourself a favor, pick that up, and yeah, that's really it for the real big swings in finance this week. I mean, of course,
swingers?
Yeah, that's it for the finance swingers. But also, don't forget that slivers too. Slivers are just still banging. I mean, I was looking at orders yesterday, and I saw a whole sliver list just shooting out.
Yeah.
You know, because
You're going to be buying slivers soon. After you play it and fall in love with it, just like dinosaurs?
God, I don't put that evil on me, man. Yeah, like last week we talked about Diffusion Sliver showing up, along with, you know, all these...
Diffusion Sliver's like $3.50 now.
Yeah, like all these slivers are just popping off right now. which is cool. You know, I'm really happy to see Slivers get that nod and you know, be able to come back as an archetype because, you know, it's like Fish. You know, they started giving Fish some cards, and then people were like, "Oh wow, these cards are great." You know, Fish is going to be on the rise. They're going to make this deck good again.
Listen, can you at Terrence next time?
No, that deck was hot trash.
Yeah, at Terrence. Let him know when you're gonna talk crap next time.
Oh man, so
Terrence still believes Merfolk's good. Don't tell him it's not.
I know he does, but you know, with all the Sliver talk. If you guys were here at the beginning of the podcast and then saw us dancing, and if you were on Twitter, or on Twitch, and left, hopefully you came back. But our starting soon screen is our giveaway for this month. So what we're doing this month is
you got the L and the I mixed up, Josh.
Silver. So we're giving away a Silver Queen. But yeah, so we're giving away a Sliver Queen this month. It's actually in really nice condition. I was pretty surprised that when I picked these things up, but
how can they earn that though?
So the way that you win the Sliver Queen giveaway is if you're watching now on Twitch, or if you guys want to come and check us out on Twitch if you're listening on SoundCloud right now,
or watching on YouTube.
Yeah, or YouTube. Man, we're everywhere, right? Now you can just follow us on Twitch, give us a follow. And for those of you watching, Richie and I will dance some more if you ever.
I don't know about this.
If we ever get a follow on the while we're twitching live, hell yeah, you're gonna you might even show your titties.
I will not show my titties.
Just one?
No.
Okay. But yeah, so
that's how we get demonetized.
That's how a lot of things happen. That's how babies are made too, Richie.
You know, we're just.
All right, so let me get back to tell you guys how you win this Sliver Queen. So all you got to do is follow us, and then also if you want to subscribe to our Twitch and help us out with making contact, that will give you another entry into winning the Sliver Queen. And if you want to drop by our Patreon, which is Mom's Basement Games Patreon, you guys can also give us a follow there too, and that'll give you a third entry to win. And we do that for every single giveaway, every single month. Our first giveaway, 3 months ago, was a playset of foil Tarmogoyfs. Last month was, what was last month?
The Box of War of the Spark.
Box of War of the Spark.
Has that person gotten a hold of you yet?
So there's still...
Who are you?
There's still a guy out there, or a lady, that has a Box of War of the Spark waiting for them. You know what? Let's get the name together for next week.
Yeah.
And, hopefully that name gets to them.
Hopefully.
I mean, I got to give them a couple months to collect their prize. I mean, even if let's say...
Do I get the box if they don't claim it?
No, let's say the person 3 months from now is, hey, that's me. I won the giveaway. What am I going to say? Oh, you took too long?
I don't know.
I can't do that. I'm not a monster.
I'm not allowed to win the box, and I want the box.
We're doing giveaways.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Who's on first?
So, yes, please, if you guys, and that's the other thing, if you win the giveaway, come get it. It's actually free. It's real.
Is it FREE? That's spelled free?
Super free.
Creditreport.com, baby?
Yeah, you know it.
This is a Wendy's.
And now a way to keep in contact with us too is through our Twitter. We've got, what is this, 394 tweets. Look at me, man. I'm going hard. We are on Twitter, and that's, like I said earlier, Mom's Basement Games, or at Mom's Basement MTG. And then you could also find Richard.
That's me.
Yep, he's at Richard T MTG. You can follow him there. Look, he's got 600 tweets. He's got way more than the business does. You retweet a lot.
I retweet a lot.
Yeah, see, I'm just giving hardcore, hard-working tweets, like pictures and coming up. Man, it is so hard to social media. It is, and it's the most difficult thing we do.
Started Instagramming. It's so weird.
Yeah, God.
I got to Instagram today.
Yeah, yeah. We got to send some pictures
I was gonna Instagram us setting up. Mm-hmm. But I just totally forgot because I'm not used to Instagram.
What's Nate saying? Nate's over here just going off.
You have to give it away to be a giveaway.
Yeah, Nate, we're trying. We're trying to make these giveaways. But yeah,
Just give it away, give it away, give it away now.
we got to get you to sing a little bit more on the podcast. I think so. You got a beautiful voice, Richie.
That makes one of us.
Well, I think that wraps it up for us today, and we appreciate
Episode 2 in the bag.
In the bag. We did a good job.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap. We did a good job, and we appreciate you guys stopping by in the chat. For those of you that left when we were dancing, hopefully you came back. If you didn't come back and you're listening to us on SoundCloud, we're gonna dance for you next week. You don't have to watch it, but you can listen to it.
I don't know if we're gonna dance.
I'm dancing. I'm just gonna Ellen this shit until the end of time.
What if we Andrew Ellenbogen?
That's true. That's true. He's like 5 Magic players in one. He says, "I'll take
better
it."
than me. You.
Nate's trying to get that giveaway. He's like, "Just give it to me. That's me."
Maybe we can give him a Sliver Queen.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. He's got to be following.
Yeah, he's definitely following.
Yeah.
I think he's subscribing too.
Yeah, he's subscribing.
I don't know if he's Patreoning though.
He's a 2-month subscriber.
Are you Patreoning, Nate?
Nate's got 2 entries to win. That's very cool. So before we get off, always want to let you guys know, check us out on momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com. Also, you could find our weekly podcast. It happens 5:30 on Twitch each week on Mondays, and we upload it directly after the podcast here. So about 7 o'clock, and you guys can listen to us
Definitely
Tuesday.
Be up by Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday morning when you're at work and you're like, fuck, it's Tuesday. You can't. Tuesday's not even Wednesday.
I always listen to our podcast on the way home, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I have to hear how bad my voice sounded.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Also debatable.
All right, you guys. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we will see you next week at 5:30. Also, check Richie out this week. He's going to be, like I said, he's going to be streaming that Legacy deck. I will also be streaming Friday at 3:30. I'll be streaming Boreo's Vengeance.
I'll be here even.
Yeah, you will. You'll get to watch me stream.
Be grinding.
Yeah, you will.
All right, everyone. Have yourself a great night.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.